Hi, welcome to Black UI. Today I'm quickly going to showcase you our custom radio group component. This is a very powerful component that you can use within your frame of forms that allows your users to select a list of options in a radio group format. As you can see, they have the option of selecting one element at a time, and this is all valid HTML and accessible as well. So to get started, you're going to drop your form radio group in the canvas, and you are going to be presented with a few options here. The first option is the native elements. This triggers if you want to use the native HTML form element, yes or no. They have the option of hiding the default label. It only visually hides the label so that your label is still accessible to screen readers. So always make sure that you have a proper label in place. Next is the name of the radio group, very important. It needs to be unique for each form element as well as each radio group in your form. Next, we have some styling for our labels. We have the options of adding a default option. And over here, we have the options array. As you can see, we have a label and a value for each option. And in order to use the default option, make sure that the value corresponds with the value of your option. Let's put this one free. And you obviously have the option of adjusting your layout as well. And then we have a advanced option here, which we'll address in a second. So that's pretty much that. As you can see, pretty simple radio group, works pretty well. However, if you would like to make this a bit more custom and look better, we have the option of using custom components. So we can turn the native off, and you will be presented with two new options here, checked and unchecked. And to my right, I have two simple design elements here, which is just a box with a check marking side. So we can go ahead and select the checked for the checked component and unchecked for the unchecked component. And if we preview this, we have a nice custom component being used as our checkbox while still being nice and accessible. However, this is great, but there is limitations to this, since if we want something a bit more custom, it could be a bit cumbersome, and we'll run into limitations on trying to make this very custom. However, we have an advanced option here, so if I tick this to yes, you will see our custom checkbox disappear, and we have two new options, unchecked radio items and checked radio items. Okay, so essentially how this works is you have an array of radio items that you can add here. You can add as many as you like. However, each index item will map to its corresponding index in the options array. So if you have three options here, only the first three options will be visible. And for every option that you add, you need to add a new unchecked radio item here, as well as the checked radio items over here. So let me showcase this. So here I have a custom design component, all designed in Framer, which I'm going to use to create a stack of radio groups. A stack for my radio groups, sorry. So let's see how we can do this. So if we see here, we have the first value, we're going to use the top radio item. For the second value, we're going to use a center radio item. And for the bottom, we're going to use the bottom radio item. However, as you can see, the labels are still showing up, which we don't want. So we can go ahead and hide that. And as you can see, the default option of free is selected. So we have to make sure we add some checked radio items first. So we're going to choose top active radio item, center active radio item, as well as bottom active radio item. And there you have it. So if we go ahead and preview this, you now have a completely accessible and custom radio group for your frame of forms. Pretty cool. So I'm excited to see what you guys build with this. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Until next time, thank you. Bye bye.